Hi, so today we're going to talk about adding adjustment layers in Adobe After Effects. um, the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to have a comp pulled up like I do. I have a comp pulled up with multiple layers already in it. I have 3 videos I'm working with, and what I've just kind of done so we can see all of them at once is just situate them on top of each other, or 2 of them on top of the background. And so what I want to do essentially is make all of my video clips black and white. And the way that we're going to do that is by using an adjustment layer. So one of the main reasons you'd want to use adjustment layers is because they affect multiple layers. If you want effects on multiple layers without having to do it individually, you can use an adjustment layer. And that adjustment layer will affect any layer below it. Okay, so what we're going to do first to add an adjustment layer is come on up here to Layer and New, and we're going to add an adjustment layer. You can also do Command Y. We'll also do this. So now we have our adjustment layer, and you can see that nothing really has changed in our composition, because adjustment layers actually don't do a thing until you put an effect onto them. So right now it's not doing anything, but what we can do is we have our adjustment layer, and since it's above the other 3 layers, it's going to affect each one of these. So we're going to come over here to Effects and Preset, and I would like to make these 2 clips that are in color into black and white, like this one. So over under Effects and Presets, we can go to Color Correction is where I want to go. If we scroll down, there's Color Correction. We're going to click on that and come down here to black and white. We're going to grab that effect and bring it on over to the adjustment layer and lay it on there. And instantly you can see all of the layers are now black and white. So that is a really helpful tool, and apparently is used a lot when you're working with multiple layers and wanting to add different effects. So the other thing I want to point out is if you don't want one of these to be affected by this adjustment layer, by the black and white, we can move the adjustment layer to what we want to be affected. So I don't want the ambulance black and white. So I'm going to bring that adjustment layer under the ambulance. I just want the red sun. So now you can kind of tell, sorry, it was washed out, but so the ambulance is not part of the affected by the adjustment layer because the adjustment layer is below the ambulance layer. Another good idea when you're using adjustment layers is to name them. So I'm going to go ahead and name this one black and white, so we know what we're working with. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this back on top because I want them all. But one other thing I want to point out is you can use the adjustment layer just like a solid layer after you've put the effects onto that layer. So you can move this down the timeline if you don't want that effect to start. If you don't want them to turn black and white until later, you can move that adjustment layer down either just by dragging it, or you could also go ahead and use your keyframes as well, just like a regular solid layer. So we have black and white. Let's add a keyframe. There's one there, and let's see then. Oh, that won't, that's right, that won't work because the background starts out black, and so we need to actually move this further down to make that keyframe even make any sense. So let's try that again. Okay, so you can see where it turned from color to black and white. So right there. From black and white back to color. Okay, so that's the basic idea of adjustment layers, and it really helps when you get into things like color correction. If you have like a slideshow you're putting together or a multimedia project with different hues of video, different color backgrounds going on, you can apply the color correction to the whole composition and fix everything into the same look that you're going for your project. So thanks a lot. Hope this helps.